Hi, I'm Cara.
And I'm Rex, and we're the Roaming Rountrees.
We are coming to you today from our little Airbnb in Manitou Springs, Colorado, which is where we wrap up our third year of nomadic adventures.
3 years already.
3 years, woo-hoo!
Time flies.
We've stopped counting time as we used to, PTO or, other vacation times and things, and now we just kind of go with flow. Look at the seasons. There's shoulder season and
Hurricane season.
not so good. Tulip season.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a really good one. So several different seasons, a lot of different things, and just kind of winging it, which has been really fun. So we had stepped fully into this nomadic carry-on lifestyle and have been just experiencing it and just really gelling with it over the past 3 years. This year in particular, I think, was a good one.
Yeah, I think it really has set in as the new normal. It's not new anymore. It's not we're getting used to this. I think we have gotten used to this and it kind of liking it.
Yeah. Only kind of. Some days more than others.
Yes. This past year, we traveled to 28 countries, 17 of which were new to us this year. So
awesome.
Added a whole bunch of new countries to our list. We were on 13 ships. We took
13 trains.
13 trains. 13 was a magic number this year.
Magic number.
And 4 buses, I think. Yeah. And we took 4 different road trips this year as well. So we had a lot of variety in the way that we traveled this year. And
How many planes? Was it like 17? Did we actually take that many planes this year?
Yeah, we did. 17. Good catch. That was the highest number, was the number of flights that we took this year. So
we try not to have that many flights when we can, but this year seemed a little bit flight heavy.
It did, and I think that was the way we designed the year and the places we were going to. The cruise ships just didn't cooperate with us when we needed to get from here to there.
Right.
And doing on a cruise ship like we'd like to do just wasn't an option for us in those situations. So that's okay. That's okay. We'll hopefully make up for it next year.
So in this video, we're going to give you our highlights for the year, some of our lowlights for the year, and there were several, and some key learnings, some things that we learned along the way that maybe will help you along your way. So let's kick this off. Some highlights. Yeah. What was one of your highlights?
Highlight for me, I think, was comes back to family. I was able to take a fly-in fishing trip with my dad and a couple of his friends. It made great memories. I caught a bunch of fish. We ate well, but got to fly into the backcountry of Canada on a de Havilland Beaver airplane, take off of the water, land on a lake. It was a great trip. It was fun.
Yeah. And while he was doing that, I took off for a silent retreat. I know you guys are laughing, but seriously, nobody could believe it either, but I did. It was one weekend of just silence. There was a group of women, and it was full of meditation and walks and absolute silence, and it was delightful. It was one of the most amazing experiences I've had. I will, in the description, add the link to the person that I went on my silent retreat with. So if you happen to be interested in doing one yourself, she does them all over the world. So highly recommend it. It's really good to go into silence for, even if it's just an afternoon or something. There's something refreshing about just not having all of the bombardment of noise. So it was excellent.
And I was just sad I wasn't there to experience it. Her being quiet, that is.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Another highlight for me, though, which is kind of like a mixed highlight, low light, key learning all in one. But I needed to have knee surgery, so I got my knee fixed. My left knee was giving me some problems, and it had just completely started locking up in extreme pain. Had some surgery, and unfortunately, though, they found some things that were a little bit more extensive that they needed to do. So when I woke up expecting to walk, I wasn't able to walk for 6 weeks. So 0 pressure on that knee for 6 weeks. And it was quite interesting. A lot of people are like, so are you going to cancel your trips? Are you going to just wait it out here or there? I'm like, no, we're going. I'm like, but how are you going to do the cruise in a wheelchair? It's like, well, how do people in wheelchairs do cruises in wheelchairs? So I was like, this is a great opportunity as travel agents to experience what some of our clients have to deal with all the time and see where the pitfalls are. What can we, warn people about? So wrapping it up, I was not happy waking up and not being able to walk. Yeah, my knee is great.
Good. Yeah, it's done really well.
Yeah.
We had 3 cruises booked almost immediately after her surgery.
Oh,
Maybe you had a week to get used to it at family's house, but we were beyond final payment time. It was going to be all on us to make up the difference, and we said, nope, we're going to figure this out.
Well, I mean, we're nomadic adventurers. What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, if this would have happened on a trip somewhere else, then we'd have to figure it out. So That's what we did.
So we figured it out, and it worked out great. So kind of high, low, and key learning all wrapped into one.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is my knee is doing much better. Hiking has resumed. Things like that, and hopefully it'll just keep getting better from here.
Yeah. Another highlight for this year was the holidays. For the past 2 years, we have been south of the equator for Christmas, New Year's, and it's been interesting learning the different ways people do things and traditions around the world. But it was also, there was something missing for us.
Snow.
Yeah.
A little bit.
To me, when I think of Christmas is cold. Whether there's a ton of snow on the ground anymore or not, that's ideal. But if there's not, it needs to be cold. And for the past 2 years, we were in Australia, we were in Buenos Aires. So both of them felt like midsummer because it was there. And so this year, having the opportunity to stay in the United States and be with family during the holidays was very nice. We got to catch up. Got to spend a lot of that time that we used to do and took for granted, I guess, with having family around during all of the holidays. We got to fill our tanks back up again.
Yes.
So that was nice.
Yes, our hearts were full over the holidays for sure. Another highlight was we were able to explore Prague and Munich. And even though we explored so many different cities and countries this year, Prague and Munich both stole my heart. And it was just from the history, the rich history, to just the architecture and the people and the philosophies and all of those different things. We just learned so much, and so grateful to have been to both of those locations. I can see myself going to Prague again.
Yeah. And Munich, I had actually been to Munich before, back in my working days, before this nomadic retirement, and I enjoyed it. It was a nice city to visit, but I think it changed everything based on the tour guide that we had. Mm-hmm. We ended up with a private tour, all-day tour of Munich.
It wasn't supposed to be private.
No, it wasn't.
It was like an accidental private tour.
We paid for a group, and we were the only 2 that showed up. So gotta love it when that happens. It's kind of like that open middle seat on an airplane.
Right.
But we had this tour guide that was just fantastic. He had a way of explaining things and teaching things, and just told us a lot about the city, mm-hmm. the history of Germany. He got into all the things about Nazism and all that as well. But
he was an excellent teacher.
It all just rolled together and made so much sense, and I think that gave us a much greater appreciation for the city than I know I had before.
Absolutely.
So it was great.
And I'll drop his information down as well, just in case you happen to find yourself in Munich and want the best tour guide ever.
Mm-hmm.
give them a call.
Highly recommend.
All right, what's your next highlight?
I want to say taking a train across the continent in a day.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
That was
Granted,
like-
it was in Panama, so
Not
you know
very-
they got the canal down
okay.
there because it's the shortest place to get through from the Atlantic to the Pacific.
Mhm.
But we were on a cruise that day and stopped and did an excursion, and we took the Transcontinental Railroad from Cologne all the way to Cologne,
Mhm.
Panama, all the way to the Pacific Ocean. So kind of cool to say you went from ocean to ocean in a single day
Yeah.
and didn't have to fly.
Nope, that was really cool.
Yeah,
And then we went from ocean to ocean in the same day going through the Panama Canal.
that's true. We did.
So, ta-da! So, fun. We also had a Eurail adventure.
This was the year of railroads, that's for sure.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. It was a lot of rail travel. But we got our Eurail passes. It was great. It was so easy to use. And we just kind of went from point A to point B, tying in some of those smaller countries like Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, and stuff in there. You know, trying to get to the smaller countries, to the bigger countries. We even pieced together some of those panoramic trains in Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. I think the only thing that could have made that part of our trip better would have been to be closer to winter.
Yeah.
Only because we weren't there in the winter time. There was no snow other than at the very, very, very top when we got there.
On the
But that was
Bernina
it.
Express, when
Mhm.
we went way up over the top of the mountain, we did get some snow.
Yeah.
But otherwise, beautiful green
Yeah.
rolling hills.
Oh, yeah.
Still, you had postcard views, and Switzerland is just gorgeous no matter what time of year you go.
Right.
So, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that
Really
was
enjoyed
really
that.
cool. Sounds like we've had a lot of highlights. We have.
And there's more to come.
More to come. We got to take our first river cruise. We took it with Viking. It was fantastic. It was actually a back-to-back with the Rhone and the Rhine.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fantastic being able to sail through France and then on to Germany. It started in Avignon, France and ended in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So it was very, very cool, and we're glad we were able to do that. It will not be our last, that is for sure.
Definitely not. It was vastly different from an ocean cruise.
Yes, vastly.
We've done so much of that over the years. That's what we're accustomed to. It's what we know. This was a new experience, and it was different, but in a good way.
Yes, very good way.
Yeah.
And there's more.
There is. Speaking of cruises, several of the cruises we met fellow nomads this year.
Two of them.
We didn't even plan it.
Two couples.
They just were there, and as we kicked up our conversations like we normally do, hey, where are you from? What do you do? We found out that there were fellow nomads on board, so it was pretty cool. We had
Kirk and Tori.
Tori and Kirk, yep.
From the Kirk Tori story.
Yeah.
So give them a follow. Very, very cool. They were fun people.
Yeah, and then we had Kevin and Tracy
Mm-hmm.
that had just started. They were like a month or maybe
3 months.
three.
I think this was
three?
their third month. They were
They were
very
brand new.
newbie. But they were so excited, and they were well planned.
They were
and
asking
enjoying it.
tons of great questions, and it was nice to be able to feel like we've been doing this a while, so we can share some of our experience with them, and
Yes, we're experts.
they can learn from us. But it was great. We hung out with them the entire cruise, and got a chance to swap stories and. How did you launch? How did you prepare? All of those kind of things.
Mhm.
It was great. It was really fun meeting them. Again, hadn't even planned it.
No.
Which was kind of what made it even better.
Yeah, and Kevin and Tracy are Flew the Coop 25 on Instagram. So I'll put both of those if you want to follow them,
Hi,
or
guys.
just let them know. But it was great to meet you, and we hope to travel with you again someday.
Absolutely.
And last but not least, on the highlights, we got a first.
We got
Would have been elusive.
call it our white whale, I guess. We've tried a couple of times and finally made it. We got to Greenland this year.
Yeah, Greenland.
I don't know why this was so important to us.
It's because they kept canceling it. That's why.
You look at that map, and and I know it's distorted on a flat map, but you see this great big island up here off of North America, and you just want to check that box. You want to say, I've been there, I've seen that, and we haven't been able to do that for a while. We've tried. Last year we tried to take a cruise. We successfully took that cruise, but that cruise did not stop in Greenland.
It was supposed to, but they canceled.
Both of the ports that we were supposed to go to got canceled. So we were very disappointed about that. And so as we were doing planning for this year, we decided to put it back on the list. And this time we got there.
Yep.
So very cool. Nice place to visit. I think it'd be a very hard place to live. Like a lot of places around the world, we understand how lucky we are to have been born in the United States just by happenstance, and how easy our lives are just because of
comparison,
to other countries like that. The folks that live there are definitely tough people. They have to be, and but it was great to go and talk to them, take a couple of tours, and ask them questions and have them share their culture and things like that with us. It was really fun.
Right. I mean, there's no Amazon Prime there.
Wait, what? Come on.
No.
So, I mean, you got to think about, you get one supply ship a week.
Yeah.
And hopefully the stuff you need is on that ship. So it's a completely different meaning. That was one of the things that we had gleaned, just completely different meaning, right? Yeah. On, the convenience that our lives have versus others. So it's always wonderful when you can travel to other countries and learn that.
Yeah, and makes you take a step back and be thankful for how lucky you really are.
Definitely.
Well, I think that's the end of our highlights.
I mean, I'm sure we could go on and on and on.
Yeah.
And we could fill up this entire video with highlight after highlight after highlight, this and that and the other thing. But I think
things we did and saw. And, yeah,
definitely. But I think one of the things we should point out, which was also a highlight too, was having guest roamers. We've started getting guest roamers now, friends and family who come and travel with us, and it's super exciting.
Yeah, it's kind of a new feature we introduced this year was the Roaming Rountrees guest roamers. Yes. So those people that came and visited with us, we tried to give a shout out whenever they were with us, and it was fun having those guest roamers there, because a lot of times, especially on cruise ships, because we take so many of them, we fall into our patterns and our ruts,
you get a routine,
if you will,
just like you are at home.
And we may say, I don't want to go out after dinner tonight. I'm just going to stay in the room and do this or that. But yet when we've got someone new with us that hasn't experienced that before, they want to go see it. And they want to go do things. And we go out with them and we have a great time that we wouldn't have otherwise had if we'd have just stayed in the room. But seeing things through their eyes and new experiences through other people.
And just catching up. I mean, half the time it's just catching up with them and seeing them, and it's wonderful to have folks right there with you.
Yeah.
So we had several of those folks, and I'm hoping that we continue to have more into next year and the years beyond, because that's what it is when you can travel with folks, it's just so much better. I mean, I love you.
I love you too.
And it's good to have other people come in and experience what you love and be able to show them what you know and bring them along with you. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, I want to be a guest roamer, definitely comment. And we'll send you our schedule and you can see where it fits for you. We'd love to have you come along.
Absolutely.
So I actually did forget one major highlight this year for the Roaming Rountrees. I wrote a book.
How can I forget that?
It's a children's book. Would not have been born without Kate, who was on our safari with us back in year 2. Thank you so much for inspiring that story and giving me full permission to write it. Please go out. There'll be a QR code on the screen as well as a link down in the description. Please buy it for everyone you know, your grandkids, your kids, your school, your anybody you know that's a kid or kid at heart. Please buy it for them. I hope it's unique and fun for you as it was for me to write it. So I think that now is the end of the highlights.
So this year was full of highlights, like a lot of years are, and we won't go on with those anymore. But there were some lowlights, and we got to be honest with you. So let's talk about those. What was one of your lowlights?
Well, there were several that were actually our fault. We'll get to those in a minute, but let's be real. But then the one that wasn't our fault, but definitely kind of put a little interesting spin on one of our cruises recently, was we got stuck. The NCL Star had a double engine failure, not just one engine failed, but both. And as we were backing out of the port, thank goodness we were still in New York, as we're backing out of the port and tried to start going forward, it was like instantly you felt it. It was like a kind of a thunk and
everything just, and it was.
Yeah, he's much better at the sound
dead in the water
because
we were floating.
That was better. Yeah, so we were just floating there. You know, we needed to be deemed seaworthy and we weren't. So and the power went out.
And this was our Greenland cruise too.
Yeah.
So we're thinking we are cursed.
Oh
Why can't we get to Greenland?
Yeah, please don't cancel this.
Yes.
So power went out. Restaurant couldn't service food. It was around dinner time now when we sailed.
Water went out.
No plumbing. You know, we were sitting there going, oh, this could get really, really bad.
Yeah.
Luckily, though, we were so close to the port, they towed us back in, started doing work on the engines, had the power back up pretty quickly. Yeah. I mean, yes, dinner was like an hour late, but oh my gosh. And it went on from there. We did not leave until like about 1 o'clock in the morning, I think.
But we did still leave, and luckily we had a sea day the next day, so they just went a little faster, and they caught up, and none of the rest of the itinerary was affected.
Everything was beautiful. So had a little hitch and a scare, but again, it turned into the Greenland highlight. So
much better to have it happen right there, 500 feet from port, than it would be in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and them having to send tugboats out to tow us back or something. So
yeah, that would be very bad.
Again, we call it a low light, but it could have been a lot lower.
Could have been a lot lower.
Another low light this year was paying for a return flight that we didn't even need. And again, I think this one was on me because I didn't catch it.
No blame though.
We don't plan things in order. We kind of, as things come up, we look at our calendar and, oh, there's a gap. Let's plug that in. What had happened was we had a cruise booked, and as part of it, there was a promotion for free 2-for-1 air or something like that. So we said, okay, let's go ahead and take advantage of that. And we paid for the round trip because at the time, we didn't have anything on the other end of it. So
we were going to just go somewhere else.
We were going to go somewhere else. And then as time went on, we found another cruise that fit right after that one, but we were going to be getting off of one ship and directly onto the other, so we didn't need that flight anymore. But final payment came and went, and I paid the bill, and I paid for it with the full round trip air instead of taking one of them off. So again, this is one of the
every year we have a little monetary lesson learned.
This one luckily was cheaper than the previous ones were, but
like the Schengen zone and the Australia visa
still irks me that we paid for a flight that we didn't need, and but you live and learn. And again, that's a casualty of the way we are constantly moving things around and plugging and playing, and if that's the worst of what slipped through this year, I guess I'll take it.
Well, we almost missed our train in Bratislava. Almost. And so I guess this technically can't be a low light since we didn't miss our train and screw everything up. But it created undue travel anxiety for me, which I hate. But, we looked at the tickets. We saw Bratislava. We went to the Bratislava train station. And when talking to the person behind the counter, because we couldn't see where our train was on the board, they said, oh, no, you're at this other train station down the road. And we're like, I'm sorry, wait, we've got to catch this train pretty soon. And she goes, well, the bus is still here. Go get on the bus and it'll drop you off right at that station and you shouldn't miss your train. Well, we ran. We got on the bus. Of course, in my mind, I'm like, drive faster. But we get there and we run in, hopped on the train, sweating and out of breath, but we made it and it was okay. But
Everything was good.
do not like the running to catch anything.
No, I don't like that. I don't like our travel days to be that tight at all.
No.
But in general, she's one that likes to be at an airport or a bus station or wherever a couple hours early just to sit there and read and know that she's there.
I'd rather be sitting there than sitting in traffic.
And unless I'm in an airport lounge, which helps, but even then, I don't like to be there that early. My perfect world would be flying private all the time, where the car pulls up, you walk on the plane, they close the door, and you go.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That'd be great, but I don't want to pay for that.
I wish.
So
Beer budget.
we're constantly trying to balance that. Well, let's not get there too early with don't you dare make me miss this train or flight or whatever. So
Yes.
this one was a little tight.
There's that.
But if it would have been the right train station, we'd have been there in
We would
a
have been
perfect
there 30
amount of time.
minutes early, yeah.
So
Because you don't have to get there 2 hours early for a train. Just 30
happened to be the wrong address we plugged in.
Oops.
What are you gonna do? Next low light for us, we had a plan to hike the Grand Canyon from rim to rim, but that's the reason we're here in Colorado Springs and Manitou Springs area, because we were gonna come out here for a month and do a lot of hiking and build up our legs and do some training and get ready for that Grand Canyon hike. But we didn't get the permit. Permits are in a lottery system, so you're never guaranteed to get it. We were hopeful, but our number didn't get called this year.
No.
So we didn't get to go. We're still here doing some beautiful hiking, seeing some gorgeous country, and really enjoying the place, but it's really not training for anything at this point. It's just staying healthy.
Yeah. But another time. So we just had to reorganize our plan a little bit.
We'll push it and put it on a future list and try to get it in another year or two.
Yeah. Well, another one is this is a running to meet the train situation. We didn't put a lot of value on the letters that are also associated with the track numbers. So they might say go to track 4C. Okay, well, we get up to track 4 and there's no train on it yet or anything, and we just sit down and we're waiting for the train, expecting a train to come and get us. Well, at some point a train had backed in at the back end or the front end, one of the parts of the track, right? And when I asked the guy, I said, the train's a little late. And he goes, which train are you looking for? Told him. He goes, it's way up there in the front part of the track. So it was just like a little 2-car train. It was like nothing. It wasn't a big train. So we're like, oh, the letters matter.
Yeah, they do. And that's us getting familiar with the train system.
Yeah.
There's a lot of secret codes, and not so secret, but if you travel by train a lot, you are familiar with all of those. And if you don't, you're not. Track 3, track 4, whatever it is.
Track 3, I'm there, okay.
Wait for the train to show up there. No, actually, I guess they share those with different sections, so.
Yep. So pay attention to the train number. That does matter. Number and letter.
And then there were the lost items again this year. We're becoming known for this, I guess, which we'd like to hear from you. I'm sure it happens to everybody else too. So just to
oh my gosh,
help us feel a little better, drop a comment and let us know that we're not the only ones that
we're not alone.
Leave stuff behind.
And you think packing as light and together as we do, that stuff would not get left behind, but it does.
Last year it was me.
Mm-hmm.
I lost several things. I lost a cell phone charging brick. I left my Kindle on a train.
Yeah, this year it was me.
This year it was Cara.
I fully own this, and for some reason it had everything to do with like black outerwear.
Which is all you
the
wear
outerwear.
most of the time.
Like my black puffy got left behind in a closet, and we're headed to the airport.
In plenty of time, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So
2 hours in advance.
Oh,
2
yeah,
hours
we were
early.
gonna
We
be
had
there.
plenty of time, but we had to take a 30-minute train to get to the airport from where we were staying. And all of a sudden, I'm like, where's my jacket? Did you grab my jacket? Did you grab your jacket? Where's my jacket? So then we had to make the decision because we were still going into cold places. I needed my jacket.
Mm-hmm.
So we got back on the train, went the opposite direction, ran into the hotel. I'd already pre-called them and said, can you get it and have it ready for me? And they did. They had it waiting, grabbed it, ran back out, got back on the train, made it to the airport. But I did it. I left my jacket behind, which caused us a little bit of turmoil in getting to the airport. But we still made it. All was well. So
luckily that day was a delayed flight, so we had some extra time.
Yes. See, sometimes delayed flights are good.
Yeah.
I guess. And then another time, and this was fairly recently. It was in New York.
And this is
right?
New York City. Yeah.
I had a little, like a lightweight, not cardigan, no zipper or anything, but just a lightweight. You've seen it in a lot of videos or on the Facebook page. I'm sure you've seen this thing. And there was a black, like, wardrobe, and I had hung it there and had all of our stuff, because we were only staying one night, and had all of our other stuff just kind of packed and ready to go. And you couldn't see it. So it just kind of blended with the wall, which was black, and the wardrobe, which was black. So I didn't even, and the hangers were black. It was like everything in that corner was black. So it was hiding from me. And walked out, got on I was wearing something different than I normally do for travel days. So that's usually my standard travel day jacket, because we were getting on a cruise.
Yeah.
And didn't even think about it until a couple days later when I went to go put it on, and it wasn't there.
Digging through all your stuff. Where's my sweater?
Where's my sweater?
I don't have it.
So those things happen. So I'm having to replace that sweater, but luckily I didn't have to replace my puffy.
Yeah,
so
we called and did the whole reporting thing, and they were going to check and call back, and
they might not have seen it either.
They never did.
I don't know.
It's gone. Time for a new wardrobe, or new sweater in your wardrobe.
So on that note, as a key learning that we've agreed to, if you see something in the closet, grab it. Help each other out. It's really important. Don't just leave it there. We've now started, and we used to do it in this several times, but if we see something, we'll pull it out. If it's on a weird like dresser or something and not everything else is around it, if it's just a solo item, we'll put it on the bed. We usually move everything to the bed, and that's kind of where that staging area becomes. So we have a goal this next year is to just get really, really good at it. If we see something in the closet and it's the day we're leaving, move it. Move it to there. If we see something, of yours, like the Kindle or whatever, but, we just be more aware of everything that we have and what's in that room. And hopefully with both of us, we'll make it. And if with both of us we start not to, then we might have to rethink our lifestyle.
Check back next year. I'm sure there's going to be something else
sure there's more.
Slip through the cracks somehow.
Yeah, we'd love, again, in the comments, we'd love to know what you've left behind, or if that happens to you, or if we're just crazy and we should be speaking to doctors about our memory or what. I don't know. But yeah, so there's that. So that leads us right into our key learnings. What you got?
Yeah.
What have you learned this year?
Well, I don't know if it was a new learning. It's just reiterating one that we've known for a while with this type of nomadic lifestyle, is to be flexible. Things are gonna change. We've got this beautiful calendar that's all laid out that is perfect, but we know it's probably only 60 or 70% accurate. We just don't know it yet, right? Things are gonna change, and decisions are gonna have to be made, and
flights will be delayed.
Yep.
Cruise disembarkation ports will change from Boston to New York.
That's right. That happened to us this year. We were on a transatlantic cruise, and it was going from Southampton, and it was going to stop in Boston. And from Boston, we had it all lined up where we were going to do a couple of days there, and then we were going to fly, and we had it all lined up until we were in the cruise port getting ready to board in Southampton, and they come over the speaker and say, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to be going to Boston. There is a big storm coming through the Atlantic that we cannot go through, and in order to get around it safely, it's going to cause us 3 extra days of delay. So all of those flights all those hotels, everything that we had lined up just perfectly, that had to get changed in a matter of hours because we weren't going to be going to Boston anymore. We had to switch all of that stuff to leave out of New York, and this was the first time that our travel insurance had kicked in for us.
That was nice.
So if you aren't one that typically purchases travel insurance, I highly recommend it. It helped us and paid for the premium.
It did.
This year. So being able to pivot that, make all the changes that we needed to, which we did, and we got to New York. We got on our flights and off we were going to Europe to start all of those other things that we talked about in the highlights section. So.
And we were not complaining about 3 extra days on a beautiful brand new cruise ship.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
3 free extra days.
Woe is me. 3 extra days on a cruise ship. I don't.
I think the only thing we heard was people were missing opening day.
Yes, 2 or 3 people we talked to were disappointed because when we were landing or disembarking in Boston, the next day or something like that was opening day at Fenway Park, and bucket list for a lot of these gentlemen that we were talking to. We were going to go see opening day at Fenway Park, and now I can't go. So that was unfortunate for them, but we made it work.
Yes. So another key learning for me, and you probably noticed that we like each other much more this year.
Aww.
And we're more fun and jovial with each other or whatever, because we made a decision last year to reduce the pressure from YouTube. Like we weren't gonna try and live our whole lives on YouTube to create something for our audience. Now, we love you, don't get me wrong.
But you're seeing us for the first time in quite a while.
Right. We're doing the room tours and the cabin tours and all of that stuff, which are getting, quality content to help you travel. And we're travel advisors and we would love to help you. But bottom line is we're healthier as a couple and we're living in the moment where we are. And when we have guest roamers with us, we're not constantly trying to get that shot. Mm-hmm. We are with them. So we're able to really, build that experience for not just our clients, but for our guest roamers and for ourselves. And that's really what life is about. So even though you're not seeing us do all of these other crazy things that we used to do on our channel, we're trying to give you the things that you might find resourceful and these annual updates, and anything that where it's just happens to be something crazy happens, we'll fill you in and we'll be there for you. But aside from that, just not having to keep up with that algorithm and post all the time and do all these different things, it's saved our relationship. It really has. We were at each other's throats. We were, it was just very stressful, and that's not the way we like to travel. We like to travel where we're enjoying it and we can joke around and have a good time, and that wasn't what it was anymore. We were kind of starting to find that we were living separate lives while we were traveling like this. And I think when we've talked to other nomadic adventurers like us, they say there's humps, there's different things they have to get through too, and then they have to kind of refocus and figure out for them what is in it, what's the roadblock? Does one partner need help with something, or vice versa, or how can you spread the management of all of the planning, because that gets really overwhelming too. So those are the things. It's like you've got to just be in communication is number one. So I think following up with that, communication is the number one key learning for everything that we do. Because had we not started communicating about the trouble I was having with keeping up with YouTube and the stress I was having and what I was experiencing and all of that, we wouldn't be better. We wouldn't be in a better position. And really, when you've spent coming up on 27 years, you don't just give up 27 years. Right. You figure out a way to... what is the problem, and communication is the number one thing you have to do in order to find that problem and be open enough to resolve it together. Yeah. So it's been a big relief this year. We haven't gone away. We've pivoted. We still document everything we do.
over on Facebook now.
Right.
So
Yeah, you can find us over there.
yeah.
A little bit on Instagram, but not much. But
Yeah.
you can find us on Facebook, where we just kind of write about it and post pictures and post our itineraries and things like that. So please come over there too.
Yeah, if you haven't seen us in a while and you're missing us, head on over to Facebook, look us up under the Roaming Rountrees, and you can see what we're up to over there.
Yeah. So now, looking at the bigger picture and kind of forward at year 4, we've got some really, really cool, exciting things coming. We're going to step on Antarctica, so we'll hit our 7th continent.
Yes.
Yay! So, be ready to look out for that on Facebook and different things like that. Maybe we'll even do a little video. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Wait and see.
But there's just so many new things, and I'm so excited to see how we transform in year 4. We even have a couple of slow travel months. It's actually 4 total slow travel months next year in the U.S. We're going to be in Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're out there in any of those states and you want to, get together for coffee or something, please, hit us up. Let us know, because we'll be there for each location a month. So we're excited. We're just kind of, starting to roam a little bit closer to the United States and seeing what might be our possibility when we do decide to settle down a little.
Whenever that is.
Yeah, I think he keeps hoping it's going to get here sooner, and I'm like, no, let's go!
Because we started talking about this last year. That was part of the stress that was brought on. It was, a lot of this is fast travel.
Mm-hmm.
The one night in a hotel, you forget something. It happens, and it's stressful. You're doing all of this work for these short periods of time where you could do the planning for a whole month stay one time versus 30 times for one night stays, right? So we've said that we want to start to slow it down, do some more slow travel. We do have those scheduled for next year, which I think we're both grateful for. But that's 4 months out of the year. The rest of it isn't quite as slow. There's still so much of the world out there to see, things to do, places to experience, and we're still young enough and healthy enough to do all of that without a lot of thought.
Right.
The wheelchair situation that she had earlier this year hammered home how that can be taken away in an instant.
Yes.
That I can't do stairs anymore.
Yes.
Oh, I can't
do things while you can.
I can't do some of these things that I didn't even think about yesterday. Right? So we're still taking advantage of that while we can. So trying to balance. We're doing a little bit more slow, but there's still quite a lot to do. No. We hit 17 new countries this past year. Already we've got planned 6 new ones for next year, and I think another 4 in the year after that. We're already planned out into 2027. So there's
not fully planned, just spots.
I said planned out into. So yeah, there's still room to do some other things.
To put stuff in there, yeah.
Hopefully some slow travel. But that's, hopefully that continues, and we find we can strike that perfect balance of slow versus fast travel.
So year 3 wasn't perfect, but it was ours. And somehow we always ended up exactly where we needed to be, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think you find that place that works for you, that cadence, that journey is yours, and right or wrong, we're gonna own it. So that's it for year 3 with the Roaming Rountrees. Thanks for roaming with us and following along. We appreciate all the comments that we see, all the support we get, and hear from those fellow nomads and even wannabe nomads out there that just are interested in what we're doing.
Or those that like to travel from their couch.
Yes.
We like those too.
We like you too. Yeah.
And if you want to be a fellow or guest roamer with the Roaming Rountrees this next year, we've got awesome itineraries coming up, several cool cruises, several new ships, bunch of different things going on, from land tours, etc. And if you can't make those work but you want to go somewhere else, we're your experts. Give us a call. Our number's below. Our link will be in the description. So definitely just come along with us. We love having our clients, our friends, and families join us whenever they can, and we take pride and we're honored to be able to be travel advisors for those of you out there looking for a little assistance. We know you can do it yourself, but I will tell you, we get some great deals and we look after you always. So give us a call. See you in year 4.
Bye for now.
Bye. Is that okay?
I think so.
Well, it's gonna be.
If anybody made it that far.
Right? It wasn't recording.
Shut up.